okay. I apologize about the technical difficulties. It turns out I wasn't even connected on the Wi-Fi, so the fact that I made it through 6 minutes of no Wi-Fi, my computer is so stupid. But anyways, we were talking about Zach LaVine here, leaving off on that. Um, he is he is number 20 on the list. He's a top 20 player in the NBA, no doubt in my mind. I mean, he's a top 10 scorer in the league. The Bulls have two top 10 scorers in the league. Is that like not crazy to you guys? I mean, he's a top 75 rebounder, top 55 in assists, and top 25 most efficient. So obviously he deserves to be in the top 25. They're playing Denver tonight. The last time he played Denver, he put up 36 points off of 4 assists, and he shot 44% from three and 58% from the field. So, man, Zach LaVine is bound to have another good game tonight if he continues to do what he did to them the first time around. I will definitely be watching some basketball. I think I'm going to focus more on football, though, but we'll watch some basketball. Anyways, moving on up next at number 19. He is actually on the Nuggets. They're playing the Nuggets tonight. Nuggets are mediocre. I mean, they're pretty impressive for going through injuries, but right now I'm just going to consider them as like a mediocre team in the NBA. I think Michael Porter Jr. is possibly missing like the whole season. But we got Nikola Jokic, who is a top 10 scorer in the league. He's a top 3 rebounder, top 15 passer. He's the most efficient player in the NBA, and he's been that. He was that last year also for his MVP campaign. He averages 26.1 points per game, 6.4 assists, which isn't even that good for Jokic, and he's still top 15. 38.7% from the three, 59% field goal percentage throughout the year. So, again, they're playing the Bulls tonight. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a match. I'm not sure if he's playing or not, actually, but we'll have to see. That'll be a good game, actually. I might have to watch that. I'm pretty much going to be watching basketball all the way up until the Monday night game. So moving on to Karl-Anthony Towns at number 18. I probably shouldn't have said his name. I usually want to give an introduction to the players, but Karl-Anthony Towns is coming in at number 18. We're not going to talk about their season necessarily. We're just going to talk about Karl-Anthony Towns as a player. He's a top 15 rebounder, top 20 or top 15 scorer, top 20 rebounder, top 75 passer, top 20 most efficient. He's playing really good. He averages 24 points a game, 3.1 assists. He shoots 44% from the three this year, which is very good, and he's 50% from field goal. So I don't think he's going to get the 50, 40, 90, whatever order they say that in, because I don't think he's as good as a free throw shooter. No, he's 81%, so he's like 9% off. I mean, man, that guy's good. But moving on to number 17, the Lone Star in the New York Knicks, and it's been like that for the past 2-3 years here. You got Julius Randle, of course. You guys should know who I'm talking about. Top 35 scorer in the league, top 15 rebounder at 6'8". Dennis Rodman, man, top 35 passer, top 65 efficiency. So he's a very consistent guy across the board. Tomorrow the Knicks are a bad team. I'm going to say that right now. We're going to talk about the Knicks. They're not playing very good right now, and hopefully they can rebound off a win against the Spurs. A win against the Spurs would turn them from a bad team to like a mediocre team. They still got some work to do. He's at, but Julius Randle, 20.1 points per game, 5.3 assists per game. He shoots 32% from three and 43% from the field. So that is not too bad considering how many shots he has to take for this team to win. Anyways, moving on to number 16. We already talked about the Jazz. This is the Stifle Tower himself. The Stifle Tower himself, one of the best. I mean, honestly, he might go down as one of the best defensive players like we've seen in quite some time. He's such a good defender. We're talking about Rudy Gobert. He's not the greatest in a whole lot of categories. He's top 70 scorer in the NBA. He's the best rebounder. So being a statistical leader almost always puts you in the top 25 here. And we're not even going to get into passing. Like, he doesn't even pass the ball. He's the top 10 most efficient. And last night in a win against Cleveland, he only put up 6 points, but man, he put up 20 rebounds. Like, he's putting up numbers this year. 3 assists, that's above average. Plus 3, plus minus. 20 rebounds. So that does way more than people think. And Rudy Gobert is a force to be reckoned with in the league. So yeah, let's move on to number 15. Man, I love this Hornets team. I love every second of, watching them play. Um, and this isn't even the best player on the team. We have an MVP candidate on this team. But right now, Miles Bridges coming in at number 15. He's definitely still a top 15 player in the NBA, even after some slumpy games over the past few weeks. I mean, he's a top 30 scorer in the league, top 45 rebounder, top 75 passer, top 60 most efficient. And yeah, I love this Hornets team. Super exciting. I really need a Miles Bridges jersey for sure. And a 3-point win over a short-handed Hawks, I will say. He had 32 points. I mean, then again, the Hornets didn't have LaMelo, and he went out there, put up 32 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and had a +4 plus-minus. So he had a really good game. Um, the last 10 games. All right, we're not even going to talk about that. All right, let's move on to the next guy at number 14. A team that continues to struggle. But they have a bright star on their team for sure, and he's been a star on their team for the past 3 years. It is Domantas Sabonis. This Pacers team isn't even mediocre like Kenny Beecham says. I think they're just a bad team, like they straight up. We got a top 45 scorer, a top 5 rebounder, top 55 passer, top 35 most efficient player in the league in Domantas Sabonis. And tonight they play Washington, and the last time he played Washington, he actually had 28 points, 7 assists, shot 50% from the three, and like 77% from the field. So, man, if he does that, they might be able to win. I don't even know if they won that game when they played the Wizards last, but yeah, tonight they got a good Wizards team on their hands, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Domantas Sabonis plays. Let's move on to number 13. This is that. I'm not even gonna make the number 13 joke, but this is that Bulls team again, man. And again, I'm not going to talk about their record because I just got done talking about them with LaVine. But we got DeMar DeRozan. I mean, this guy is incredible. He's a top 5 scorer. He's top 80 rebounder, top 50 passer, top 15 in efficiency. And I mean, the Bulls, like as a whole, they lit these Nuggets up the last time they played him. And DeMar DeRozan, despite like LaVine having 38 or something like that, he still managed to put up 26, 4 assists. He didn't shoot any threes either, and he shot 33% from the field. Not the best shooting night for him, but he still lit them up. He still put up 26 points. Man, like the question is Jordan what they need? And I think, or is DeRozan? Why I could say Jordan? I was thinking of the Jordan graphic, but is DeRozan what the Bulls need? And I think yes. So yeah. On that note, let's move on. At number 12, a bad Suns team, but they got the star. This man, he leads them in every category. I don't think you can say that about any other player in the league. I don't think any other player in the league, maybe Jokic, leads their team in every statistical category, but it's DeJounte Murray. Top 35 scorer, top 25 rebounder, top 10 passer, top 40 most efficient. And tonight, they got a game against Phoenix. That's going to be a tough one. I mean, they're a struggling team. We're going to see how DeJounte Murray plays, but last time they did so, he put up 18 points, 11 assists, and shot 41% from the field, so we'll have to see what he does tonight. And man, he's a great player. He's fun to watch. He gets steals. He had 3 steals the last time when they played Phoenix, and he actually had a block as well, 10 rebounds. He had a triple-double. So yeah, we'll have to see. Moving on to number 11. A very, very, very bad Pelicans team. And this guy's on my fantasy though. As long as Zion's hurt, so this guy is shining. He's becoming one of the best players in the NBA. It is Jonas Valanciunas. I don't know what it is with the foreign centers over the league, but they have definitely evolved. He's a top 40 scorer, Valanciunas, man. Top 5 rebounder, top 100 passer. I mean, who cares about that though? Top 20 in efficiency. And they lost the Rockets by 10, and he put up a stat line of 17, 10, 3, and he did have a negative 12 plus minus. So, there's definitely some stuff that Valanciunas can improve on in certain parts of his game, but as of now, man, he is an all-star. And I can't wait till All-Star break. I'm going to be making my All-Star team list, so you guys should definitely tune into that. That'll be a treat. But anyways, let us move on to the next guy. We're coming into the top 10. These are the guys that should be like considered for MVP, not necessarily candidates, but these guys should have their names said. Their names should be said, like when talking about MVP stuff. Um, and one of them is Russell Westbrook. He happens to be a top 10 NBA player in the league, whether you guys like that or not. Um, he's a top 30 scorer. He's still averaging 30 points a game, 20 points a game, I meant. People hate on his scoring. He's top 30 scoring, top 35 rebounding, top 5 passer, and he's 85th. He's a top 85 most efficient, so that's not the best, but my Celtics are playing them tomorrow night. We'll have to see. This Lakers team is pretty mediocre as of late, and they're going to have LeBron. But he put up 12 and 6 with 25% from 3 and 39% from the field against us. It's not the best night for Russell. I hope he rebounds, though, because I have that boy in my fantasy. So moving on to number 9. Them Clippers. We're going to talk about them Clippers next. Another mediocre team in the league. Both of the LA teams are mediocre in the league, funny enough, this year. But yeah, Paul George. So we're talking about, they got that bright star, top 10 scorer, top 45 rebounder, top 30 passer, top 60 most efficient. And they got Portland tonight. A bad basketball team, honestly. Portland has not been playing very good basketball lately. They've been dealing with a little injuries, but still not very good basketball. But every team deals with injuries, so like some of this stuff is inexcusable. Paul George can put up 27-5 and shoot about 46% from 3 and like 48% from the field against these guys. So look forward to him. He should have a good night. Moving on to number 8, a guy on my fantasy squad. You know how it is. We got the tarantula of the Nets, and wow, the Nets have been playing incredible. They've definitely had a come up, if you will. Kevin Durant, he's not even the best player on their team either. We have a player even better than him. But we got the best scorer in the league in Kevin Durant. We have a top 40 rebounder. We have a top 30 passer, top 5 most efficient. Tomorrow night they play a mediocre Dallas team. So that might be a win for them. He's averaging nearly 29 points a game, nearly 6 assists, and he's shooting 38% from 3 and 53% from the field, which is very good numbers. He's damn near in the 50-40-90 club. So good for Kevin Durant. We still have more guys to talk about in this Nets team because this Nets team is taking off. They're a finals contender, and that should be the case. But, people didn't think that at the beginning of the year, honestly. Let's move on to number 7, my favorite player in the league. Man, this guy has been playing incredible. Jason freaking Tatum. I've been watching him over the last week. Man, I'm proud of our Celtics. I'm proud of how our Celtics are playing. We're playing so fluently. When Dennis Schroeder starts, he averages 20 points a game. We're not going to talk about him, obviously, because he's not like a top 25 player. Jason Tatum, top 10 scorer, top 25 rebounder, top 60 passer, top 50 most efficient. They play the Lakers tomorrow night, and you know what happened the last time they played the Lakers? He put up 37 points, 2 assists, shot 44% from 3 and 50% from field goal. I think he was in the 50-40-90 club when he played the Lakers. Like, he shot 100% from free throw, 44% from 3, and 50% from field goal. So he actually exceeded the 50-40-90 club in that. So, let's move on to number 6, the guy everyone is saying is the MVP of the league. I just don't know yet. I like the guy. I love this guy. Very dominant team he's on, but statistically, he is not the best player in the league. We're talking about Steph Curry here. I love the guy. I love how he's playing. He's a top 5 scorer. He's a top 70 rebounder, top 15 passer, top 10 most efficient. And, he's averaging nearly 28 points a game, nearly 7 assists, 41% from 3, and like 44% from the field. So, it's Steph Curry. I mean, he's had a couple slumps, which probably leads to him not being like the best player in the league statistically. They play the Magic tonight. He should dominate. And honestly, he's probably going to stat pad as well because they're going to get up by 30 and he's still going to be in the game. That's just what the Warriors do. Their domination. They want to take the dub as dominant as possible. We're going to get into the top 5. Once you get into the top 3, though, that's like, okay, these guys could win MVP candidate if this season ended now. Let's talk about this Hawks team. I mean, they're pretty mediocre at this point. They got some injuries, but again, injuries happen all across the league, and they're just a mediocre team right now. And they could improve that tonight against the Timberwolves. But we got Trae Young, Ice Trae, very underrated player in the league. He's a top 5 scorer. He's top 140 in rebounding. He's top 5 in both passing and scoring. Who else is doing that in the league? I don't see it. Top 10 efficiency. The rebounding is obviously not something we should consider. But he's averaging 26, 9 with like 39% shooting from the 3 and like 46 shooting from the field. So he's a really good player, and I think they could rebound their season tonight with a win against the Timberwolves. Moving on to number 4, that Nets team again. Talking about them. The Nets. Let's talk about James Harden a little bit. He's playing exceptional. He's a top 25 scorer. He's a top 40 rebounder. He's top 3 passing. He's right behind Chris Paul for passing, and he's top 35 most efficient. And people thought at the beginning of the year, after his big old slumps, like, oh, this guy's not going to amount to anything this year, but he happens to be the 4th best player in the NBA statistically. So he averages like 21 points a game, just about 10 assists, 35% three-point shooter, and a 40% field goal from the field. Not crazy, nothing crazy shooting wise, but that's over the whole year, and that's James Harden. He takes all sorts of shots, so he's having a great year there. And now we're getting into the MVP candidates. This top 3 has been solidified for the past 2 weeks. This is the second week we've had that top 3. We're starting off with LaMelo, of course, of the Hornets. We're not going to talk about their record or anything. We're just going to talk about LaMelo himself. He didn't play last game, and he is still up there. Where was that Bucks game? Crap, my fault, boys. Where was that game he played the Bucks? It was a Wednesday. Okay. Let's look at his stats. We got to get through this quickly. Top 35 scorer, top 40 rebounder, top 10 passer, top 30 most efficient, and he is out right now. Obviously, he's hurt. He's the only player hurt that I've named so far, I believe. Yeah, I think so. He's the only hurt person in the top 25, and that's definitely saying something. But with that, we're going to move on to number 2, the best player on the Los Angeles Lakers. And it's not really that close. Man, this guy is dominant. We're talking about Anthony Davis. Him and Giannis have shared the top 2 spots for the last 4 or 5 weeks. This guy is just the epitome of being consistent. A top 15 scorer in the league, top 15 rebounder as well. That's not a feat that a lot of people can achieve. Top 75 passer, top 10 in efficiency. And the last time he played the Celtics, which are going to tomorrow, as I said with Russell Westbrook, he put up 31 points, 2 assists, and shot 57% from the field. So that's something that the Celtics are going to need to watch out for. And something with the Celtics, we need to trade Jaylen Brown. I'm tired of us keeping and holding on to Jaylen Brown like he's the most valuable asset in the league. So let's face it, the man has played 6-7 games this year. Come on. I just had to get that off my chest. Anyways, coming in at number 1, what I'm going to call the league's MVP right now. You guys can hate on it all you want. He is the bright mark on this Bucks team. He's been the bright spot for 4 years maybe on that team, ever since he got his first All-Star nod. This man is the second best scorer in the league, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, one of the most dominant players, honestly going to go down in NBA history as one of the most dominant players. He's a top 10 rebounder. He's top 20 passer. Dude, he's top 20 in every single category. He's a top 5 most efficient. And man, he averages nearly 28, 6 assists. He's only 28% from 3. He's 53% from the field. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he averages 1.7 blocks, 1.1 steal. It's hard to even average one of each of those categories, and he's doing it. So that's all for the video. I'm making my MVP case for Giannis. I don't care what you guys say. They're 15-9, and they've had their big three for maybe 10 of those 24 games. They've had their big three on the court, maybe 11 or 12, but like 10 games at least. I mean, but yeah, Fortnite just came out. The season just came out. Let me talk about that. I don't know when I'm gonna stream gameplay for that. It should be soon. I have like a pimple up here, but it should be soon. I should be playing that a little bit soon. Hopefully. I really want to, but I got a lot of content to shoot on this channel. We got video game content. We got Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel Avengers. We got a Mutt. Man, Road to Greatness. We got some music content. So I'll have to fit some Fortnite. I definitely will over Christmas break. I'll definitely try to fit that Fortnite content. And every time there's an update, I'll probably play the game. Yada, 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 because I'm planning on it. But anyways, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Jesus TV. I'm out as always.